Well, this is the next video in the series. This video is about the importance of healing from trauma. Here we're going to talk about why it's important to heal from trauma. We're going to talk a bit about what people think will heal them but does not heal them. It does not make you a healthy person. So firstly, we'll talk about the way people think, some real life situations and how they act in situations, and then we will get to the important part later in the next video, how to heal. But we have to go through the steps, and you really have to follow the steps. You've got to understand this before you can go on to the healing part. I know it can get long, and you're probably very anxious to get to that part where you can just heal, but you've got to go through the steps. You've got to understand this. It's very important for your well-being. So you might recognize yourself in some of this. Some people think time will heal. I can tell you time will not heal, because there are people that go through a lifetime of struggles, a lifetime of being broken, a lifetime of just being miserable in the relationship or broken relationships, and they think time will heal. Time will not heal. There's people that think time away will heal. You'll get a spouse, he or she will move out, and they think it might be temporary, and they think time away will heal. It will not heal. If you don't follow the steps you need to follow, time will not heal, and time away will not heal. Some people think a breakup will heal. You really think a breakup will heal you? Because then you got time and you got time away, and you think if you break up from your current spouse, it will heal you before you go into your next relationship, or whether you're going to your relationship or not, a breakup will not heal you. I can promise you that. People think music can heal. It won't. Music won't heal you. It will be temporary. In the moment you might feel good. In the moment, if you play some happy music, you might forget about it temporarily. But the emptiness and the worry and the fear will just come back. Some people think talking to other people and sharing your experience to other people will heal. It won't. You can talk to other people as much as you want. It won't heal you. In fact, it might even make the situation worse, because other people's got opinions. Yes, you've got to find a support structure in other people. That's part of healing, and we'll get to that. But just talking to other people, because your general talk will be bad-mouthing your spouse. The general talk will be about how bad your spouse was, why he or she left you, and you won't find fault with yourself because you have not healed. So some people think keeping busy, going to work, going home, going to work, going home. Some people think just keeping busy all the time will heal you. It won't. Because tonight when you get in your bed, you will experience that emptiness. And then you get people, they think new relationship will heal, but it won't. A new relationship can never heal you. In fact, it will just make matters worse. You will just get into another broken relationship. You might have the excitement in the beginning, but you will just have, you probably would have experienced this. It will just be, or just as bad or even worse than your previous relationship. And then there are people that think going back to an old relationship will heal you. It won't. There's nothing that can heal you if you don't heal yourself. No relationship, no time away, no breakup, no music, no silence, no talking. It won't heal you. Yes, although some of that may contribute in a small way to healing, it will still be temporary and you will not be permanently healed. You won't find that abundant joy in your life that you've been looking for. And then there are people that think if they just change their attitude and they become a positive thinker, that will heal them. It won't. Becoming a positive thinker, just changing your attitude, and You can only try and fake it for so long and try and be high on life, but you won't make it because you're not healed and you haven't followed the steps of being healed. So although some of these things I've mentioned would have some value and could get you into getting rid of old habits, it's good to be high on life. It's good to talk to people. It's good to listen to music. It's good to maybe be away for a while. It's good to have your own thoughts for a while. It's good to be a positive thinker. It will change your old habits into new habits, which is wonderful, but it won't bring healing to you. So if you go into a new relationship without being healed, you'll soon experience a new breakup and even more trauma in your life. If you've been hurt in your life, the chances are extremely high that you will hurt your partner without realizing it. The good news in any relationship, the good news is any relationship can be restored. It is totally possible. And it is God's will, if you're in a marriage, that your relationship will be restored. But you're going to find it difficult to restore your relationship if you're not healed. But you've got to be prepared to be healed. So whether the relationship has broken up already and your spouse has moved out, or your life partner has moved out, or your girlfriend or boyfriend has broken up with you, broken all contact with you, blocked you on all social media, you can experience this tremendous pain because you are not healed and because it's a loss of control. And it could freak you out if you don't see them. And it can freak you out if you maybe one day see them with somebody else. It'll hurt you. And even though you are healed and you see your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or partner with someone else, it's human nature. It will still hurt you. But the fact of the matter is that you will be able to handle it. You will be able to come out on the other side, even though it might have hurt you a little bit in that moment, even though you may still feel love for them, but because you are hurt, because you are healed, you will really be able to handle the situation and you will still be able to move on without being hurt. So, whether your relationship is broken up or whether you're experiencing extreme difficulty in your current situation, you've got to get healed. So, whether there's extreme difficulty in your relationship or a relationship is broken up, we tend to think that we can change our partners. We always think the problem is with our partner. And although 80% of the problem might be with our partner, or 50%, or 10%, or 1%, it doesn't matter, or 100%. It can never be 100%. Never, because every story has two sides. Maybe the one that's wrong, and then the other one, how you react, and how you react wrongly, has a major impact. You only react wrong because you're not healed, because you're not a complete person. So you always think, what can I do to change my partner, but you never think what you can do to change yourself. You never think what you can do to heal yourself from past experiences. You think, how can I soften my spouse's heart? How can my spouse or partner see the good in me? How can I change my partner's heart to soften, to come back to me? How can I change my spouse or partner to see the good in me? How can I get my spouse to understand that we're just going through a difficult time and we just need to work on our relationship? Well, the good news and the bad news is you cannot. You cannot change your spouse. If your spouse is broken and hurt and not healed, he or she cannot see the good in you. They cannot see that there's a way out in this relationship, and you cannot change their minds, hearts, way of thinking, or their actions. You cannot change the way other people think, feel, or act. Maybe you're the hurt one, and they start feeling resentment towards you, but you hurt them so much that you don't even realize it. And the more you push them, to accept this relationship and to work on it, the more they will withdraw. Doing push behaviors will just make your spouse or your partner withdraw, whether it's a man or a woman. It will never work. You cannot change your spouse's feelings. You cannot soften their hearts. If your spouse has left you or told you they're going to leave, you will probably do anything to get them back. Right? You will beg, you will plead, you will promise that you're going to change, you will promise that you'll go for help, you will tell them that you're prepared to go for counseling, but nothing helps and nothing will help. Nothing will help till the day you are healed from past trauma. If they are the broken one and not healed from past trauma, you will even tell them that you are willing or that you will help them to work through their problems, to help your relationship. If you are not completely healed yourself, you cannot help others to heal, and they will also not see any value in you trying to help them. They have to heal on their own as well. So have you been in a situation that the harder you push and your spouse or partner or boyfriend or girlfriend just withdraws? The harder you push someone, the more they will withdraw, especially if they are broken. I'm sure that you would have experienced that push behaviors does not work. It only makes things worse. But you can only realize that your push behaviors are pushing people away until the day you are healed. And the moment you are healed, you will get rid of your push behaviors and you will not do those push behaviors anymore. So if none of this works, your push behaviors, and you really don't understand the full extent of the breakup, you can resort to all sorts of desperate measures to find out, why did they leave if you don't understand? Why have they left? Why do they want to leave? At this point, life is just killing you and it's eating you up from the inside. If you were a healed individual, you would really have seen things at this point totally different. And you would handle the situation totally different because you have success in your life. And remember the definition of success that we spoke about in previous videos. So I have seen people resorting to all sorts of desperate measures to find out why this breakup is happening. You will start to stalk them. You could start to stalk them because you don't understand. They're gone now. You will watch their Facebook and Instagram profiles. Man, you will look at their WhatsApp profile pictures. You will try to find out who they mix with and who they go out with. You will continually look at old photos and pictures together or see if they're online. You will try to find out from friends or family what they're up to, what they are doing, do they miss you, what do they say about you, are there any chance, did they speak about you, are there any chance that they will get back? This will unfortunately, please listen, this will unfortunately just contribute to your brokenness. This will just chase them and push them further away if they find this out. And you know what? Yes, if you are broken and you're not healed, this could be a abnormal behavior from people. It is as abnormal as you get because you are broken, because you are not healed, and because you really think that there's a chance that with this behavior you can get them back because you lost them. And a loss in life is traumatic. I understand that. But if you are healed, you will, I guarantee you, the day that you are healed from this trauma or previous trauma, you will trust. You will stop these push behaviors. You will stop pursuing them and you will start looking after yourself. And once you start looking after yourself, things will fall in place for you. It will, it must, and it's going to. So yes, if you follow all these measures, it will kill your soul and it will not bring healing to anyone. These are extreme push behaviors that will not heal you and will just push your partner, spouse further away And the more someone uses these push behaviors on you, the more you will withdraw. If you are the one that has withdrawn and people use this push behaviors on you, you will definitely withdraw and you will not want to find any reason to reconcile. So let me tell you the honest and hard truth. You will not change the way your spouse or partner thinks, feels, or acts. The harder you push, the more they will withdraw, whether it was your fault or not. Whether it was 50% your fault or 10% your fault, it doesn't matter. In any relationship, there are two sides to a story. And you've got to look at your side. Don't look at your spouse. Never look at your spouse. It's the biggest mistake you can make. Don't look at your partner. Don't look at your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Look at yourself and look what your contribution was to this breakdown. Once you go into the healing process, which is the next video, you will start understanding these things. So yes, there's always, you have to realize that there's always, even if it's small or even if it's big, there's always a certain percentage that was your fault. Even if it was the bad way in which you handled your spouse because they were not healed. But there is a reason that you are involved in this breakup. And once you can acknowledge that, it's also part of healing. But it's never just the fault of one person. So if your spouse has decided to leave, they will leave. Nothing you can do to stop them. Nothing. You've got to leave them to leave. So whether they leave due to unresolved trauma in their own life or trauma they're experiencing at the moment with you, it is irrelevant. From this point on forward, you have absolutely no control over their actions. Who they see in future, what they do, or what their life is up to. You have no control. None whatsoever. Nothing you're going to do is going to bring them back at this stage. It is now the time. It is now time to heal. For you to focus on yourself. It is now time to once and for all heal from all past trauma and to heal from this current trauma. The fact is that time away is of zero value if you don't use the time to heal and deal with your trauma. Unfortunately, we learn this the hard way. When you go through an extreme trauma of loss like this, whether are you the one that abandoned your partner or left your partner, or whether you are the one that are being abandoned, whether you go through an extreme trauma of loss like this, whether you are the one that left or whether you have been abandoned by someone, you go through a set of emotions. There are normally 5 or 6 or 7 emotions or feelings that you experience when you go through this. And it's very important to understand these emotions and let these emotions happen, but don't let these emotions run away from you. So I'm going to explain these emotions in the next video, and I want you to watch that before you go on to the healing part. So please go on now to the next video and go through these emotions and see where you are in the process of these emotions that you're experiencing.